Mateo, ano pang aabangan kay Mateo na hindi namin napanood sa Prime?
For the most part po, yung backstory, yung reason kung bakit ba talaga sobrang loyal niya kay Alex. That was something that wasn't really answered during the Prime edit, and hopefully, as you can see, pinag-usapan na si Mateo and yung relationship niya with Alex dun sa deleted scene. So hopefully, whatever questions regarding his backstory, masagot ko dito.
Dahil hindi nga yun na na-tackle or naipakita sa Prime, syempre nakakatanggap ka ng mga comment na bakit ganun siya, bakit sobrang loyal niya, to the point na syempre nagagalit sa'yo. Anong naging reaction mo doon? Meron ka bang parang sana pinakita? Bakit ganun?
Pagdating naman po kasi sa edit, parang tiwala na lang po talaga sa director and sa editor na whatever they put together is cohesive enough na may emotional connection yung audience. And to an extent po, yun naman po talaga nangyari. And nakakatawa po naman talaga na grabe yung hatred for Mateo na it really is it's very humbling, and it warms my heart to see na even if hindi pa napakita lahat ng scenes na ginawa namin, there was already such a strong impact.
Curious lang ako, merong natuwa sa'yo?
Saan?
Merong isa man lang nag-comment na natuwa sa'yo or ginasty pa yung character mo?
Wala pa naman po. But if there is, kailangan na ho nilang magbago siguro. kung sumasangayon sila sa mga ginagawa ni Mateo, it's something na you should probably be aware of.
Ano pagkakapareho mo sa role mo bilang Mateo? Sorry, Kate.
I would have to say na morality aside, 'di ba? Si Mateo is very driven in his career. Other than yung utang ng loob niya kay Alex, he also wants to be a reliable attorney. And even if you could argue it's not really driven by his desire to help people, like there is that drive na he wants to be the best that he can be in his field. And I'm sure na that's something that a lot of people can relate to.
Sa tingin mo ba sa totoong buhay, pwede ka o posible ka maging ganong ka-loyal to at least sa isang tao?
It's in Mateo's case po kasi there really is this big debt to Alex na he wouldn't be where he is, and he wouldn't have achieved what he did if hindi niya nagamit yung mga lessons na tinuro din sa kanya ni Alex. So, whether those lessons are morally correct, it's an entirely different matter altogether. Pero when it comes to being a lawyer, there's no denying po na very competent po talaga si Alex. And for Mateo to have like a mentor like that, it's something na it would make sense na he himself as a paralegal is someone who's also very reliable. Like a right hand.
Anong comment ni father mo sa success mo? Sa ng may mga tips pa siyang binibigay sa'yo?
Anong advice sa'yo?
Congratulates you.
Yeah, he did. For in acting po kasi he respects na I have my own process as an actor na different from his. For starters, he's really good with comedy. And that's something na you could argue is a lot harder to do than drama. But there is something about drama na talagang mas doon pumupunta yung passion ko. So he hasn't really given me any tips, but he acknowledges na whatever it is I do in preparation for a role, like he knows na I'm not taking it lightly, and he respects that.
Napanood niya yun lang.
Yeah, well, I hope he did, So
May mga comments siya sa'yo? Meron siyang like,
Suggestions or
or something like, galing mo anak or something?
hindi, kasi nainis din siya sa akin. So I'm like, okay, alright, nice.
Eric, how did you land the role? Alam na may filmmaking background ka, diba? Paano ka napunta sa acting?
Well, when I studied filmmaking, I studied it for 2 years. In between those two, I took up acting. And that was where I realized na parang ang dami talagang kailangan gawin ng director. It's that's why I have so much respect then for sila Direk Joe and si Direk FM kasi grabe talaga the patience that you need to have, your ability to collaborate and bring out the best in people like that. It takes a special kind of person to be able to do that. And in studying both film and acting, mas napansin ko na when I'm going to class for directing, it feels like work. Whereas if I'm going to class for acting, it's more like play. Parang it gets me excited. Whereas in filmmaking class, parang oh shucks, okay, I have to worry about all this, the shot list, mga yan. Pero with acting kasi parang oh, okay, I get to be a different person today, and that's always something that I find enjoyable.
But you will pursue directing.
Maybe 30-40 years down the line, I don't think na I have the level of competence that would be required for a director who's capable of telling a good story the way na sila Direk FM are. Like that's something that you gain through experience both in life and in the industry. And I think masyado pa akong hilaw to try my hand in something like that.
Are you close to your father? As in parang pagiging closest nyo even yung love life at love life niya napapag-usapan?
Well, I would say na the relationship I have with my dad is more like parang tropa na kuya more than like someone na he's like quote unquote dad, parang ganun. And he likes that aspect of our relationship na even if he wasn't really around when I was growing up, he has made it a point na if there is any issue I have in life, whether it be about school or about a love life or anything really, he's someone na I can confide with. So,
Napakilala na ba siya yung personal si Rufa?
Ate
Rufa mo?
No, we've never met, but he seems really happy, So ako naman parang, hey, like, big boy ka na. Kung saan mo gusto, kung saan ka masaya, kasabay
So
ako.
wala pang chance na na-meet mo siya ng personal? Wala.
Not that I can recall.
That have you talked about her?
Yeah.
Nabanggit na ba niya?
Yeah, in passing. For the most part naman po kasi like when we're together, we talk about, like, oh, what's the new movie that came out? What do I think of this new actor who's up and coming? We discuss usually very much related sa craft more than personal stuff. And I think it's because like we both have that shared passion. That's something that we both bond over as a parent-child na parehas yung interest namin in acting. So yeah, usually it's more related to stuff like that than
So
personal.
far, bota ka naman kay Rufa for your father.
Kung saan siya masaya, doon ako.
Kung sakali kasal siya, uli, okay lang sa'yo. Parang
Yeah, sure. Whatever,
Tanda na siya.
Yeah, right?
Are you open working with your father soon sa mga ganitong klaseng mga projects?
If it's a good role, I don't see why not.
Do you see yourself na directing your father in the future? Is this one of your something na nilook forward?
Yeah, again, it's too soon to be able to tell, but like if I'm being idealistic about my path as a filmmaker, I would say that I don't see that happening like until I'm ready to be a director. And even then, like I'd like to have I would have wanted to direct a few projects before I get to work with him. Something I said, he's a veteran in the industry, so like the standard has to be met.
Race, marami ring natuwa na nagsasayaw ka rin pala. Lalo sa prod mo sa ASAP. Ito ba, is this something you look forward to doing aside from acting din?
Yeah, well, nauna po sa akin yung sayaw over acting. I started dancing po, high school pa lang. I was a competitive dancer under Coach Vimy of Legit Status. And yeah, I would say yung first love ko po talaga is dancing. And I guess yung passion ko for performing as an actor, it sort of translated from dancing. And yeah, that's something that I can see myself doing again. Granted, I'm not in the condition that I was when I was a competitive dancer, but hopefully the yung tuwa na nararamdaman ko when I'm on stage, nararamdaman pa rin ng tao when they watch me. So,
How do you describe Kim as a co-actor?